Someone asked me, when you're in the outlaw motorcycle club, when is the point that you could say no to someone on the hierarchy? Now, I don't advise this for everyone, but I have always been the type of person to say what I feel. I can't be a yes man. Has someone ever told you to do something that you know has nothing to do with loyalty? It's just ego. I've been in these situations, and I'll tell you, I spent most of my life following someone who I thought was my family, but turned out to be one of my biggest enemies, all for the sake of brotherhood. I really believed in my heart that if you're my brother, the answer is always yes. I had this thing in my mind where you can't flake on a brother regardless of what the scenario is. When you live like that, you are a slave to another man's ideas. Don't do it. If you do, you will watch everyone that doesn't accept it get treated the way you should. And then at the end of the day, if you do something all the time for someone, it loses value. It becomes, oh, I know he got my back. So the one time you don't have his back, or the one time you disagree, you're a bad person. Go with your gut always. I learned that from my big brother Chief. My gut is 100-0, 0 losses. But let me tell you, I lost a lot because I didn't go with my gut till I got older. It could be the difference between life and death. Now let's talk about the worst nomad I ever knew, Donnie, and our trip to Albany to make money because I had an open case for selling drugs at the time. I knew I was going to do time. I knew I was going up north. So I said, you know what? I need some money on my books. That's what he was telling me. He was like, yo, you need the money on the books. Let's make this move. Let's go to Albany. I agreed. Bad move. And you're going to see the way this story ends. And only one word could describe it. Television. Let's get into it. Me and Donnie ride up to Albany, New York. I'm from the Bronx. I had never been to New York's capital. The capital of New York, of course, is Albany. I tell him I need to see my girl real quick because I'm gonna be gone for some time. And she said she has something important to tell me. I did not know what was waiting for me. So I go to see her, and it turns out the worst thing that I needed to hear at the moment, she's pregnant. So I'm going through that, getting ready to go do a bid. It does not make sense. I'm trying not to be rude, but my mind is like, she needs to get an abortion. This is not the time right now. And to give you some backstory, I shouldn't even been having sex with this chick. My mom and my sister hated her. When I got locked up, my mom choked her in the courtroom. And partly it's because of my fault and miscommunication, but I couldn't get the word out to them. Obviously, I'm locked up. But the CO in the courtroom had to pull my mother off her. She was so frustrated. She started choking her right there in the courtroom. Thank God she didn't get locked up or nothing. So my sister Trey, she doesn't play when it comes to money. She knew what I was doing. She knew I had money in the crib. She was like, I want my brother's money. You better not take a dime of it. So it was a real hectic situation, family, girlfriend. And since my girl was a Latina, she had that same fire. So it just, it was an explosive situation. She was actually in the right though, because I told her take the money, pay some bills, do what you got to do, keep the house afloat till we figure out what's going on with me. My sister was just defending her brother. So I told her I'm going to Albany. I'm going to handle all that stuff when I get back. If you saw part 1 of this series, everything with Donnie is a complete show. He has mastered this art. So we get to Albany and we stop at a lady friend of his house. Everything is lovey-dovey. They're like in love with each other. It's an amazing vibe. They're talking about memories. In my head, I'm like, what does this have to do with money? Maybe she knows a lot of people. Maybe she's the plug. She makes a couple phone calls and then people know, come over here. We got it over here. So I ask him, is she the plug? He says no. So I'm like, why does everything with this dude have to do with females? I don't know. I'm confused. So I ask him, Donnie, what's the plan? And he's very vague with me. I'm pissed off. I'm like, whatever. You know, I'm there to make money, have some money on my books. It is what it is. So I'm persistent. I'm like, so when are we gonna like get to the moves? What are we doing? So he tells me basically that this chick has zero to do with the plan. So I'm like, I thought you hustled up here before. Like, this isn't your first rodeo. I'm thinking he has a flow. He's done this before. No, this man, I guess he watches movies. So I'm tight. It's late. They give me a couch to crash on. And I got so much on my mind with the kid situation and everything going on that I needed some rest. So I look up at the ceiling and I say to myself, why am I here? Like, why am I laying in some random girl's house that I never met in my life? This man don't even have the decency to have a friend for me. Like, why am I here? So he comes in the living room smiling. You good, baby brother? I learned when you're a little bit younger and a person tries to big bro you, it's their way of minimizing you and putting their self on a pedestal. Correct that type of lingo when people talk like that. I hate it. If you spot that in a person, understand that they're trying to make you a minion, but training you with minimizing language. So he looks down and he says, so I guess you think we're in the Marriott? I'm confused, like, what are you talking about? He said, your feet are naked. I'm like, what? This man said, when you're really from the street, you should never ever get caught slipping. So I didn't get what he was talking about. I said, Donnie, we're inside the crib. What are you talking about? He said, you always have your boots on. Be ready to go in case of anything. I looked for a camera. I thought I was being punked. He was dead serious. He was insinuating that I needed to sleep with boots on to be prepared. I told him, bruh, I'm not sleeping with boots on. You have a good night. He said, all right, bro. I should have listened. In normal circumstances, no. But I'm chilling with a complete sociopath. So I laid down. I hear the bed banging. R&B music. He's beating the brakes off this chick like a skit in a Biggie album or something. Like he's going for maximum pleasure for her. So I fall asleep, semi-laughing. I thought it was really funny. All of a sudden, an hour or two later, I get woken up out my sleep. Wake up, brother. We got to get the out of here. The police on their way. I'm like, you know when you just woke up, you're like, yo, oh shit, like what? So I'm like, are you serious? He starts to run out the house. I start putting on my boots and this girl comes yelling to me like I did something wrong. And she says, you and your brother are going to jail. I called the police. I'm like, what the is going on? I told her what happened. And as I'm saying it, I'm trying to hurry up and, you know, put my shoes on, get ready, grab my bag. She says, you don't see my face? I looked in this girl's face and she had marks. Obviously, he put hands on her. Her eye was black and blue. I'm thinking to myself, why would this man beat this girl up? We're staying at a crib. She gave him the goods. Why is he beating this chick up? I told her I apologized and I was running out the door. I kid you not. I go outside. Donnie is gone. He left with the truck. I'm in Albany, a place I never been to. Hours from home. We came in the truck and he drove off with it. I understand he had to get out the house, but you leave your brother there. You never leave a brother behind. That is MC 101. I kid you not. I called the dude for like a half an hour and he did not pick up. Finally, he picks up. He tells me to meet him on a block that I'd never been on before and tells me to figure out where it is. So I hear the cop cars come in and I'm like a block or two away. They start walking to a house. I hit the corner and I start moving fast. So I meet up with him on this random block. And I'm like, why would you leave me there? I'm ready to pop on this dude. He says, what did you want me to do? Get locked up? And I'm like, no, but you didn't answer the phone for a long time and just left me stranded. I don't know if you've ever been stranded like that before, but it is the worst feeling. So I'm telling this man this, and you ever look in someone's eyes and there's nothing there? It's just cuckoo, like it's nothing there. He didn't give a shit. Donnie had an emptiness in his eyes. I think he should be in a mental home. Me personally, that's what I think. I think he's certified crazy, like medication crazy. So now we got to find somewhere to sleep because Donnie couldn't wait till the morning to catch a DV case. He had to do it in the middle of the night. Imagine how insane you got to be making love to a girl and then like an hour or so later, you're beating her up, and there's like, it's just crazy shit. I've never been the one for physical violence, because as a man, if you push her, she hits her head on the ground or something crazy like that, you will be on the news and they will be calling you a monster because she had a hand problem. But they're never gonna say that. So we find a motel. What kind? Come on, guys. This is Donnie. Only the finest establishment. Some Roach Motel. Donnie was not one for the finer things in life. So remember this, because it's a key part to the story. Donnie says, put the room in your name, because obviously he's hot out there. Police are looking for him. Girl knows his name. It's not a good situation. So I did it. So here's where it gets crazy. He says, I'm going to go find people. I said, I'm done. I'm going to bed. I need some rest. He's like, this is the prime time to find people. Now, to be honest, I didn't give a shit. I needed rest, so I fell asleep. So an hour or so passes by. He wakes me up. I kid you not. Waking up to another man's face is something I never want to do ever. But he's smiling at me and he's like, look what I got. So I'm like rubbing my eyes and I kind of see behind in the distance someone standing there. I get up. I kid you not. It's literally a soccer mom. I say, Donnie, what's going on, bro? Like, I get nervous because everything about this cat equals to some type of tragedy about to happen. So he smiles. He said, she knows everybody. We're set. So I'm like, this is awesome. Let's get this money. So I look at the soccer mom and I'm like, she's with two gangsters right now. It's something just didn't feel right. So I said, why are you out at this time? Shouldn't you be with your kids? She says, my kids are older. Donnie says, F all that. He cuts it off real quick. That's not why we're here. We're here for the money. I get it. He was right. It was about money. Once again, he was conditioning me not to care about people's situations, but what he wanted. So what happens next is another Donnie exclusive. I kid you not. He tells the soccer mom, okay, so what was our agreement? And she says, now? So I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? In my mind, I'm like, I'm going to jail because anything he got up his sleeve sounds like a prison sentence. I kid you not. Soccer mom begins to start taking clothes off. She had this big jacket on and like a baggy sweatsuit. So I'm like, why? You know, she's probably getting comfortable. So Donnie looks at me excited and he says, watch. Kid you not. Soccer mom starts to take off the jacket, everything. Underneath, I kid you not, body, crazy. I'm not even gonna lie about that. Mama had it all. Curves, cakes, in the words of Al Bundy, Hooters, she had it all. So Donnie says, like we agreed, you stayed in your panties and whatever we need, you got us. So I'm like, whoa, this dude is talking about pimping or whatever. That's not why we came here. So I pull him to the side and I'm like, yo, Donnie, what are you doing? You know, why you bring this girl here? And he explained that that's not what it was about. So she says, do you got the stuff? He says, yeah, but you got to go to the bathroom. Kid you not. Soccer mom proceeds to go into the bathroom and smoke crack. I kid you not. I was surprised. I guess I'm naive at this time. I was young. You're a soccer mom. This is a foreign world to you. That's what I'm thinking. But I guess I was wrong. So I tell Donnie, not for nothing, bro. Where did you get this lady from? He tells me he just met her outside. What would possess this woman at 3, 4 in the morning to meet somebody, a random man, and just go inside a telly with him? Don't know him from a hole in the wall. So she goes out the bathroom. Some time passes. They're talking or whatever. I go in there to use it. I come out. I kid you not. Donnie is butt naked, but wearing boots. So he stuck to what he was saying. He has soccer mom bent over the bed, smashing it doggy style. In my head, I'm thinking, this dude just had this other girl, caught a whole domestic case. Why would he have the need or want to do anything again? You can't make this up. Like, weren't you done after that? I looked at him. He looks back at me smiling. And the brother says, yo, jump in, bro. I'm looking at him like, are you serious? Like, you're butt ass nigga. Like, bro, I'm not going to stand there with you butt ass nigga. Like, we grown men. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna give you your time, let you do your thing. He's like, come on, brother. And I'm like, I'm good. I walk out, get some air or whatever. Mind you, not one sale yet, but this man has already slept with 2 women. This is the kind of life this man lived. I get that people give samples, but I ran a program in Nyack, New York, and this is nothing to brag about. This is loser young days where I had a client flow and people I actually know. So once again in my head, I'm like, why am I here? Is this what my life has become? Am I not better than this filth? No, I wasn't better than the filth. I was with Donnie, who is filth. So Donnie has another bright idea. Let's hit a local bar. She had told them all the customers in there. Good idea, right? Wrong. It's like 4 in the morning. We're not from here. We're taking advice from someone that we don't know to go somewhere where we've never been. So I resisted, of course, right? Wrong. The blind leading the blind. And I was even blinder because I knew this was a complete circus and my gut was just going off. This is not going to work out. So we go in the spot and there's some obvious hardcore drug dealers in there. And by the looks of them, they were gangbangers. It was pretty obvious. Yeah, there's money there, but the money, it looks like it's theirs. So we sit down, we grab a drink. I grab a Jack and Coke. I'm not the biggest drinker, but I needed a drink. For my younger demo that watches this is loser stuff. Going somewhere at 3 in the morning, never do that. Problems, you'll lose your life over these kind of situations. So Donnie strikes up a conversation instantly, flirting with the bartender. This dude was no joke, infatuated with women. And I mean, we all love hot women, but this dude was on a whole nother level. Anywhere we went, he would talk to a female. Like as soon as he seen them, if he liked them, he'll go talk to them right away. So the girl starts telling them who's who. So we know who the customers and the hustlers are. It's kind of obvious. You could see. Donnie says, I'll be right back. I'm like, nah, bro, we need to stick together. We're not in the Bronx. We have to stick together. He's like, yo, don't worry about it. I'm going to be right there. Just keep me in sight. So this dude starts talking to another female. I kid you not. He serves her right there. Like, I'm watching. The other people that run in the spot, they're watching. And he just makes a transaction like it's nothing. So I see the other group start talking. I start reaching. I'm already like, yo, this is going to go left. So they start to walk towards him. I sidestep a little so I can have the drop on them. The main guy comes up to him. He was Haitian, West Indian. I'm not sure exactly what nationality he was, but he goes up to Donnie and he's like, yo, what are you doing? Donnie tells this man, minding my business, you should mind yours. This is obviously their town. I'm not saying you got to bow down to people, but you got to be a little bit smarter than just antagonizing somebody in their own spot. And you don't know what they're capable of. So Donnie tells him, I spoke to the owner. You just hang out here. You don't own this place. So I walk up and I'm a crisis management type dude. I'm like, listen, no disrespect. We didn't know this is your spot. Yo, we out. Donnie is getting hyped with these dudes. This man says, this is a free country. I don't ask for permission. So at this point, somebody from the back starts to move. So I just back out. It's a fight or flight situation. I'm not going to let my brother get shot or something and not be on the offense. So I just, I backed him down. I didn't do anything, commit any crime that night, but I backed him down, pulled Donnie, and we got out of there. So we ran to the truck. I had the biggest argument with this dude I think I ever had with someone in my life. Like, I told him, if you want to put your life on the line, do that. But don't put mine on the line for your ego. He tried to play the OG role saying, fall in line, and I had enough. All that pecking order shit, when your life is on the line, it doesn't mean anything. I told him it's time to go to the Bronx. I'm done with this movie that he was making us live through. So he tells me we didn't make any money. So I tell him, bro, you got the police on you. You got beef out here now. You ruined all avenues of making money. I told him I'd rather do a bit broke than do 25 to life hanging out with you. I told him he was the most annoying person I ever met in my life and that I hated him. And when I said that, it bothered him. For some reason, out of all the that we went through, all the stuff that he put us in, that bothered him. None of the other craziness bothered him, but that bothered him. So he's like, yo, you really hate me? And I'm like, brother, I don't hate you, but it's time for us to go. Hanging out with this psycho every day I was like an old man, stressed out. I would have had gray hairs if I continued to hang out with this man. So it doesn't end there. We go to the hotel and we grab our stuff. I get in the truck. He comes out with a hotel blanket over something big, carrying it. He's holding it. He puts it in the trunk. What does he put in the trunk, you might ask? Remember I told you that the telly room was in my name? This motherfucker stole the TV. You can't make this up.